The older I get, the more I enjoy Saturday morning. Perhaps it's the quiet solitude that comes with being the first to rise. Or maybe it's the unbounded joy of not having to work. Either way, the first few hours of a Saturday morning are most enjoyable. A few weeks ago, I was shuffling toward the garage with a steaming cup of coffee in one hand and the morning newspaper in the other. What began as a typical Saturday morning turned into one of those lessons that life seems to hand you from time to time. Let me tell you about it. I turned the dial up into the phone portion of the band on my ham radio in order to listen to a Saturday morning swap net. Along the way, I came across an older sounding chap with a strong signal and a golden voice. You know the kind. He sounded like he should have been in the broadcasting business. He was telling whomever he was talking with something about 1,000 marbles. Well, I was intrigued and stopped to listen to what he had to say.
Well, Tom, it sure sounds like you're busy with your job. I'm sure they pay you well, but it's a shame that you have to be away from your home and family so much. Hard to believe that a young fellow should have to work 60 to 70 hours a week to make ends meet. It's too bad you missed your daughter's dance recital.
He continued.
Let me tell you something that helped me keep my own priorities.
And that's when he began to explain his theory of 1,000 marbles.
You see, I sat down one day and did a little arithmetic. The average person lives about 75 years. I know some live more and some live less, but on average, folks live about 75 years. Now then, I multiplied 75 times 52 and came up with 3,900, which is the number of Saturdays that the average person has in their entire lifetime. Now, stick with me, Tom. I'm getting to the important part. It took me until I was 55 years old to think about all this in any detail, and by that time I had lived through over 2,800 Saturdays. I got to thinking that if I lived to be 75, I only had about 1,000 of them left to enjoy. So I went to a toy store and bought every single marble they had. I ended up having to visit 3 toy stores to round up 1,000 marbles. I took them home and put them inside a large, clear plastic container right here next to my chair. Every Saturday since then, I've taken one marble out and thrown it away. I found that by watching the marbles diminish, I focused on more of the really important things in life. There's nothing like watching your time here on Earth run out to help get your priorities straight. Now let me tell you one last thing before I sign off and take my lovely wife out for breakfast. This morning, I took the very last marble out of the container. I figure that if I make it until next Saturday, then I have been given a little extra time. And one thing we can all use is a little more time. It was nice to meet you, Tom. I hope you spend more time with your family, and I hope to meet you again here on the band. This is a 75-year-old man, K9NZQ, clear and going QRT. Good morning.
You could have heard a pin drop on the band when this fella signed off. I guess he gave us all a lot to think about. I planned to work on the antenna that morning, and then I was going to meet up with a few hams to work on the next club newsletter. Instead, I went upstairs and woke my wife up with a kiss. And I said to her, "Come on, honey, I'm taking you and the kids out for breakfast." "What brought this on?" she asked with a smile. "Oh, nothing special," I told her. "It's just been a long time since we spent a Saturday together with the kids. And hey, can we stop at a toy store while we're out? I need to buy some marbles."